In the summer of 2021, Arsenal made an extremely questionable decision at the time that the whole Arsenal fan base and most of the footballing world saw as a very strange move by the Gunners, spending an eye-watering £50 million on a defender that was good but not worth £50 million, or at least that was the consensus at the time. He had a good spell at Newport County in League 2 and an amazing spell with Leeds in the Championship, and was very solid with Brighton in the Premier League. But at the time, £50 million seemed like a massive overpay by an Arsenal team enduring their second full season under Arteta after finishing 8th the year prior. But fast forward to today, despite all the doubts at the time, Ben White has now extended his contract for another 4 years with an option to make it 5, and he has proven worth every single penny of that £50 million and is one of the best right backs in the Premier League at this moment in time. But how did this happen? How did what seemed like an extreme overpay for a player who had just played one full season in the Premier League turn out to be an amazing piece of business by Arteta and Arsenal, seeing him turn into one of the best right backs in the league despite him being primarily a centre back when he signed for the club? Well, that's what we will be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you are all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, like I said, when Arsenal splashed £50 million on a somewhat unproven player at the time, it seemed really bizarre. Yes, Ben White had some really good stints with both Brighton and Leeds, but he was for the most part seen as a decent level centre-back, and that's pretty much it. But the progression we have seen from Ben White during his time at Arsenal has been extremely impressive. Often seen as a centre-back with decent ball-playing ability, Arteta saw more than just that in him when he signed the 23-year-old from Brighton. Ben White has since become an out-and-out right-back, still very capable as a centre-back, but his first position, and probably his best position nowadays, is the right-back position. Benjamin White, yes, that is his full name, has gone from a decent on-ball centre-back to an extremely high-level fullback with the ball at his feet. Now yes, Ben White is no Zinchenko when it comes to pure technique and just overall comfortability on the ball, but to be fair, there aren't many players in the Premier League as technically gifted as Zinchenko. Ben White is an extremely talented fullback, both on the defensive end and the attacking end. On the attacking end, his ability on the ball allows Arsenal to have so much versatility on that right flank. His versatility allows him to play the role that we have seen from him all season long last season. That role as a high energy overlapping right back, and this allowed Arsenal to do several things to help find the success that we had last season. Being an extremely high energy overlapping fullback prevented teams from double teaming Bukayo Saka by forcing one of their flank defenders, be it their winger or their fullback, to focus on that overlapping run from Ben White, and this afforded Saka space to create, to cut inside or run to the byline and put in a good cross. It also helped Arsenal pin teams in and pin their wingers back, allowing Arsenal to control games, control the ball, and just dominate the game. But Ben White's versatility has allowed a new role change for Ben White that has again produced so much success for us this season. When Zinchenko went down injured in December and Kiwior was made to start at left back, it was extremely clear that Kiwior was one of our weak points, and Kiwior being a centre back having to play a very complex role as an inverted left back, you could immediately see that he was our weak point, and we suffered from this, going on a 3-game losing run going into the winter break in January. But since that winter break, we have lost just 1 game in 10, winning 9 games. So what's the change? Well, Ben White's role went from an overlapping right back into being an inverted right back that would still overlap when given the chance. Not too many players in the Premier League or even world football are versatile enough to be a centre-back when signing for a club, and within 3 years play several different roles as a right-back, play them at an elite level for a team competing for the Premier League. And while Ben White has only got 4 assists and 2 goals this season in 39 games in all competitions, off the eye test alone, Ben White has been a key factor to this incredible run we have had over the past 10 games. Ben White ranks 6th in the squad with accurate passes in the Premier League. Ben White ranks 3rd in the squad with big chances created. He ranks 8th in the squad with chances created, ranks 7th in the squad with accurate long balls per 90, ranks 5th in the squad with expected assists, ranks 10th in the squad with successful dribbles. I mean, if the eye test wasn't proof enough on just how instrumental Ben White is to Arsenal and the way we play, well then the stats should be able to paint the picture. And now with the fact that Ben White is still just 26 years old and he is now tied down till at least 30 years old for Arsenal. You can only imagine that Ben White will still keep improving with the fact that he is now entering his prime. On top of being a really good on-the-ball player, Ben White is also sneaky fast and an above average dribbler for his position. And with all this praise and watching Ben White so consistently, a lot of us are quite quick to forget that Ben White himself is also a really good defender, high defensive IQ, but he's also really good in one-on-one situations. He's not the greatest tackler, he's not going to always get the ball, but he's very good at slowing a team down, slowing a winger down, and making it very difficult for them to have a successful game. Now, I think it goes without saying that Ben White is not the best right back in the league, but I don't think it's ridiculous to say that he is a top 5 or maybe even a top 3 right back behind Trent and Kyle Walker. Now, onto the bit that everyone is talking about right now when it comes to Ben White, is the fact that Ben White has rejected playing for his country and just wants to play for Arsenal. Look, I don't think you have to play for your country if you don't want to. Look, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm going to love the fact that Ben White doesn't play for England, because this then allows Ben White to get rest during international break and be fresh and fit when Arsenal play again. And I can kind of get Ben White's position. The fact that Ben White gets selected to just sit in the reserves or just doesn't even get selected at all regardless of what he does for Arsenal, I can get his point of view. I don't know about you, but as a fan, I'm always a club first before country fan. So yeah, I get Ben White's position, and he doesn't have to play for England if he doesn't want to. Simple as that. And if people have a problem with that, well then they must go be professionals, go represent their country and their club, go have fun representing your country. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But yeah guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about Ben White's performances this season? Is he one of the best right backs in the league? If so, where do you rank him? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.